affection for the UK. And my name is Paola Vanzo. I'm the co-founder of mYak Tibetan Fibers. Tonight, we also have Carlotta here with us, Carlotta Coppo, who is my colleague in Italy. And I am in New York, so you can see some beautiful lights behind me because it's 2 p.m. here in New York, and it's a beautiful sunny day. And we are in what we use as our studio here in the city. And so that's it. But I'm Italian, 100% Italian. mYak is super duper Italian as well. It just so happened that I do live in the United States for now. For now. I've been here for a while. So let me tell you a little bit on mYak, about mYak. I mean, I'm sure that some of you do know about it. Maybe you tried it and you loved it, because there's no way that you didn't love it. So and so mYak was really, we always say it is more than a yarn brand. Is more like a social venture. mYak was born from the passion that myself and Andrea Dominici, the other co-founder, have for Tibetan culture and Tibetan people. We lived and worked in Tibet for many, many years. Most of my life, I worked in a not-for-profit section. I actually worked for the British Council for many years in China. That's how I, traveled back and forth at the beginning of my, younger age. I actually studied Chinese language and art in Italy, and I moved to Beijing as a student and never left. So I worked I worked with the British Embassy and British Council for many, many years, traveled all around China for them, and worked in the non-profit section of a lot of activities with them. And it was, after a few years that I was there, I traveled to Tibet. I was also a student at the same time at the university in Beijing, and really fell in love with the people, with the culture, with everything they stand for. And I thought that I wanted to really explore the possibility to work in the area more and try to help the local communities in any way that I could. And so I applied for a position that opened up to go and live and work in Tibet. And so I did. And I moved to Tibet in 1999. Things were completely different there. We were just opening up, and it was challenging but really beautiful. And I lived there basically all year round. So for 8 years, I was just going home for Christmas. And it was during those years that I started working more with the nomadic communities. We had a project. We had a cheese making project, actually, a dairy little project to support a local school, a local Tibetan school. And that's how I learned how to make cheese in the middle of the grassland. That's how I learned about the animals and a lot of the tradition. And over the years, after the second year that we were there, we were in need of a veterinarian to help us with the project. And Andrea got selected to come and work with us. And that's really how we met. We became friends. And I think that the friendship came after we started really spending a lot of time together on the grassland. And we realized that we had a lot in common, a lot of ideas on what we wanted to do. We were not interested in just bringing money to certain communities or building schools or doing something like that. We really wanted to ensure that people were at the center of the development work that we were doing, and we were just doing things together. And so we start talking to the nomads more and more. What can we do, besides this dairy project? And we had a lot of fun and challenge as well. We have a lot of funny stories that when Andrea and I meet and spend the summer, in up high on the Tibetan plateau for sure. But I think we were resilient. We just wanted to do something. Things were changing quickly. The nomads were asked to resettle, so abandon their traditional lifestyle, to go and abandon their homes, their animals, to resettle in small villages because they could be controlled better. And we could see a lot of that nomadic lifestyle disappearing under our eyes. And for the nomads, it was very difficult to have a cash income as well, because they only had their animals and they didn't know what else to do. And they didn't really have a job beside being nomads and beside doing what they've been doing for centuries. And at the same time, it was more complicated for not-for-profit to operate in the area. That was the time that they had, the Olympics in China, sort of the problem, the protests. And so it was like a lot of control and clamping down on not-for-profit activities. And so Andrea and I sat down with the nomad and said, how can we do this? How can we still do what we love, work with you and for you, and try to help you maintain your traditional lifestyle? So we had a lot of discussion back and forth. I think is something that it just didn't click immediately to us. And Andrea and I took always this long stroll on the grassland, trying to move from one tent to the other. For whatever reason, we had to go to avoiding the dogs, crossing rivers, and sometime on a motorcycle, sometime on foot, breathing heavily because it's the altitude. And one day we were just walking, and we just went out on one of our walks when we saw a little kid carrying young yaks across the river. So he was walking towards us. There was nobody else. He was clearly coming towards us. And he went into the river, crossed the river, holding this little yak in his arms. And he stopped and he said, they heard there was a veterinarian on the grasslands, it's a veterinarian in town. Can you help? So Andrea said, of course, let me see what's wrong with your little yak. And I always say, these days everybody carries around gloves. Those days, I think it was only Andrea on the grassland that had a pair of gloves in his pocket, just going out for a stroll. I never thought about that. So he put out his gloves and he started rummaging in the undercoat of this animal, and above on the shoulder. And he said, like matter of fact, he has parasites. Easy does it. We have an antibiotics. We have some medicine back at the factory, but at the cheese factory, we can bring it to him. And he said, Paola, you won't believe it, how soft this is. And I said, come here, touch it. It's really, really soft. And never went so close to a yak because they are not wild. They are domesticated yak, but it's not that they're tame animal. It's not that you go and it's not like a dog that you go and really close. And, I just heard the word parasites and please come and pet the yak. And I'm like, not really. I trust you. I just, you go ahead. Let me know. I trust you.
After the antibiotics.
Yeah, I was like, let's check in better. Rain check. And so we told the little kid we will get back to come and get us the next day because we wouldn't know where to go in this, in the grassland, trying to find a tent. So he came and we walked for hours. Found the next day. We gave the medicine. The animal was fine. And we start talking to that family. Of course, more families came. We had this endless cup of tea. And you can imagine, the traditional lifestyle of the nomads. They move there to the summer pasture. They have the beautiful, most of them are the black tents made of yak hair. Even if that, nowadays is more on the plastic things, plastic tents as well. The traditional woven ones are slowly disappearing. But that's another story. Anyway, we understood that the only precious thing they had, of course, was the yak, and we knew about that. But besides the milk, the only thing was the fiber, and they were selling the fiber really cheap because, the yak fiber was not popular at the time, and also it was a bit coarse because they would just, collect it and sell it to a middleman for really, really cheap. And then we said, but we touch it's kind of softer than what we expected. And they said, the younger yaks, of course, are softer. Now, one of the good things about, for us, we always thought, when we look at the video of sheep, that you just shear them and, it's like you see like clipping blood and this and that. It was like, I don't really want to do that. But the yaks shed naturally. They lose the entire coat in spring, and it slowly grows back. So they literally abandon their coat on the grassland. And so for us it was good because we knew there was going to be no harm to the animal if we were to collect that fiber. So we decided to collect a little bit, and I'm trying to cut the long story short. We took it to Italy. We had it tested, and the person that was testing the fiber told us that he could not make a distinction between the cashmere that he had on the in the lab and our baby yak. So we said, "Oh, we got something. It's like gold here." And that was the days that, yak, it was like really, oh, yucky, kind of thing. Nobody was using baby yak. And because, so we went back, they took like another summer. We went back and said, you know what, let's do it. We are going to start a little social venture. What do we do? I don't know. Do you know anything about fiber? I don't. I'm a vet. I know about animal. Do you know nothing? And we just sat there and said, let's do it anyway. And, we want to help. And so we said, well, how do we call it? We came up with a name. And we decided, because we didn't know anything about textiles or yarn or fabric, we decided to go into a full production of a beautiful collection of hand-woven scarves and stoles and blankets. They came out beautiful just because we have, I think we are very Italian, we have a good taste. So they came out beautiful. We start learning, we start researching about the best mills that could work with us in Italy. And we talked about what is that we want to do. Besides becoming the income generation for the nomads, we want to make sure, bless you, we want to make sure that we make the most out of this fiber. So the 70–80% of the yaks are of this beautiful dark chocolate. So that you have in your store. A lot of the market, a lot of the yak that was on the market at the time, it was all bleached. So, there's not much you can do with this color unless you really, really, really love brown. And so people were bleaching it, and I was losing a lot of his beauty. And also, most people were using the coarse hair, the shorter hair of the adult yak. And that's why most yak fiber at the time was mixed with other, yak and bamboo, yak and this, yak and that, because it was not soft. But we said, okay, let's go just with the young yaks because it's soft. We are not going to bleach it. So that left us with sort of like, oh, here's our standard. We are not going to bleach it. We are not just going to mix it with anything, chemical or synthetic or anything. So it was like, that's what mYak is.
Yeah.
And we actually did the first show in New York with just two colors, the chocolate and the burgundy. But again, we started with the woven textiles and the scarves and everything else. It was so beautiful. But we, again, veterinarian and a not-for-profit world, we just clashed with the fast fashion world. We said, whoa, what is that? Stores wanted it. Even in London, there were stores that wanted it. And they said, when is the next, what is the next collection? I was like, next? We just finished with this. You really know, how many collections you want a year? These had to be heirlooms, things that have to stay. And we said, no, we are out of it. We just cannot. I think we were way too early for the slow fashion movement. I think we were like ahead of our times, ahead of everybody's time. So
what year was this?
That was in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. And luckily we had somebody, and at the time, I think, we met Carlotta, our young Carlotta. She was a kid when she came on board. We wanted to have somebody that had knowledge, that actually had fiber and textile knowledge. So, more than us for sure. So she had just graduated, and so we got her on board. And luckily we had somebody else that said, if you try to knit, we had all these yarn and cones to make our scarves, and somebody said, have you tried to knit? And I was like, what? Knit? What? Who knits? I mean, these days, like, well, my grandmother, and I was actually I was like that. I grew up knitting. I gave it up because I travel around the world, but I honestly thought that was not back. And somebody said, did you hear about Vogue Knitting in New York? You are in New York. Why don't you go and check it out? And I said, okay, let's do it. And very quickly in 2013, we decided to, not so quickly. I mean, it took us, months and months, and Andrea and Carlotta, we just pull all the energy together. We worked with a really beautiful mill in Italy to produce the first skates. And we had our baby yak, the medium weight, which you have as well. We had a lace weight, which you have, and a chunky weight. So you have the lace. And we just made the skates, and we thought, that's it. That's what we're going to do. Let's see if anybody wants it. We have 2 colors. How many colors do you need? We have a beautiful chocolate and we have a burgundy. So the idea is to only, let me try my camera, actually, it's not focusing because it's trying to focus on my face. We wanted to have it only the young yaks, natural color, over dyed, spun in Italy, colored in Italy. So again, that was like ethical standard, make sure that we collect it. We have a little community of nomads. Now we have over 1,200 families that actually work in that cooperative. Let's be a little niche thing. So we went to the first bog knitting. I went in with our bags, and they called it a chocolate booth because everything was dark and chocolate. And I remember I went in and I was like, oh, I don't think this is going to work. That was the year where, of course, Stephen West, but Stephen Berg, there was all this like nylon and colors and things that were like speckled everywhere. I was like, the color was like amazingly a lot.
Yeah.
And, but we sold out. We sold out on the, we didn't have much. Yeah. So don't worry.
Doesn't matter. Selling out is selling out. Doesn't matter.
We sold out and people were coming and they were like, here is the place, is more like Zen, meditative. You can just relax. You can take a breather compared to all of this. And they make beautiful bays. And so we thought, okay, let's try and let's do it. And, we slowly decided that that's what we were going to focus our attention on. We managed to get, can I get a skin of desert? We slowly managed to get other colors as well. I have it on the back, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I used to have a table here. I don't have it anymore. I'm like, where is it? It's not there. And so we have 3 natural bases. This is the chocolate. This is the current oatmeal and the desert. Yes, okay. Carmen has the desert, so that's the good. So whatever base we have for that year, it really depends what all of the other colors are from. So if these are the 3 current bases that we have, we just take what nature or what the yak at this point gives. And, I could go into all the scientific, we will need Andrea for this, but each year the color of the base is different. So here are our 3 seasons oatmeal. Wow. And you see, this is the current one, and there was the previous one and the one in the middle. It just changes, environmental, what they eat, a lot of other aspects. And so we take the natural base. So of course, because we don't bleach, whatever is dyed on top of it, it could be darker or lighter. And I think that's one of the beauty, because you never know what you get. I know that some stores like, oh yeah, but it's different. Some customer as well. I bought your mustard 3 years ago and it's much darker or lighter. I'm like, yeah, but that's what it is. It's because you work with natural bases. So that was, and we did that. Slowly we included more colors, which you have a full selection of beautiful colors. Yeah.
I mean, you get some really bright ones now. I mean.
Yeah, because the base is really bright. And so is, you can get them, the emerald, the saffron, and the dusty pink that you have in your hands. And slowly we were just growing. We worked really well with the nomads. I think one of the important things to say also for us, again, about going smaller and smaller to ensure that we can get the quality of the yarn. We also look after the waste, the kind of thing, and nothing is waste for us. So the women collect the fiber now by hand, because even if the yak, maybe you want somebody to mute or.
Yeah, see if I can mute everybody.
Did you mute me too?
I haven't had to, nah.
I'm not muted.
No. Oh. Yeah. I think I've managed. Yeah.
And thank you. Sorry for that, guys. I thought it was.
No.
I got distracted.
Sounds like running water.
Yeah. And what I was going to say, so the women collect the fiber, then they have to manually separate the color. That is a tedious, long job that they have to manually separate all of the different colors. Then we do the dehairing process there, which means to separate the coarse hair from the finer hair. And that is the first part that is really important, because it depends on how much you dehair. How much of the coarse hair do you eliminate? It's the same process that we do for cashmere or for Tibetan cloud, which we're going to talk about it. The more you eliminate the coarser hair, the softer the fiber is, but also the longer the staples remain because of the short hair. And this is one of the reasons why our cashmere, for example, which you have, the Raku Fiocoli cashmere, has a very long staple, but it feels a little bit cottony because you don't see all of that fluff, you know, like cashmere. Sometimes you look and it has all of this fluffy around, and oh, it's cashmere, it's so soft.
It's very smooth.
Exactly. So our one is smooth because of that dehairing process, because all of that, but you know, taking away all of those coarse, you know, or shorter hair is a financial investment. The more you take out, the less you have that you can sell. So of course, a lot of people prefer to keep in the shorter one, that it gets fluffy. But when you look at it, it's beautiful. But when you start knit with it and then you wear it, you have all the peeling occurring. And our one doesn't.
I'm wearing a commercial cashmere jumper, actually. I need to depill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like much fuzzier.
Exactly. So you have all that fuzz, and you know, it's like, but you know, I think it's also a question. A lot of people say, oh no, but your one feels more smooth and more cottony. You know, why would I?
Yeah, it's very light too.
And very light. I think the baby yak, both the way that we, you know, and of course Carlotta could talk more about the technical aspect of it, but I think, you know, a sweater made with a baby yak or cashmere weights like half of what a lot of worsted weight sweaters weigh, because it's so nice and light. If you think about these animals, they have to carry them on their shoulder, all these hairs, like, you know, for months and months, and they have to leave. You know, it's much warmer. You know, they live outside. It's not that they go home to the stable at the end of the day. So they're just there, rain or shine, they're where they are. So that's really how we started, and how important was that. I was going to say about the waste. So once the dehairing process is done, the actual, what other people will call it waste, we give it back to the nomads. And the nomads use do stuffing for mattresses for the local monasteries, or for other things. So mattresses also for the home. So nothing goes to waste, and which is really important for us to have really all of that cycle. And I don't know if there's any question, if you want me talking, because I could just.
I mean, I could listen all night. Like, this is so interesting. But if anyone has any questions, like, please feel free to put them in the chat or raise your hand. Yeah, I'm totally fascinated. I love how you just sort of stumbled upon the hand knitting as well.
Yeah.
But you said you did knit as a child.
Yeah, I did knit, but my mother and my grandmother were really good knitters. My sister still knits. And I just lost it, just because, you know, you travel the world, you go around, you got more other things to do. I never thought about the needles, and that's so much that we started mYak, and we start with the knitting, and that was in 2013. And actually, before we launched, you know, mYak the skeins, I you know, I was expecting my my little girl. She's now 7 years old. Yeah, that's and I decided that, like so many women, decided it wouldn't be nice if I could just knit her a blanket. And of course, I went to I went to a store in New York, got some beautiful yarn, and I was like shocked by the price. I was like, "What do you mean?" You know, I guess I don't know what I'd chosen. And they asked me if I had needles, and they told me, you know, they gave me a pair of circle needles. I mean, I'm Italian. I mean, our needles are this long, you know, under my arms. That's how I learned. And when they gave me the circle needles, I said, well, what do I do with it? And they showed me. It was really super nice. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that. And, you know, I learned, I did. And of course, it makes a lot of sense now, but it took me a while. I still have friends in Italy. They only use the one under the arms and everything. And I started knitting. I just, you know, it calmed me down. It took me through my pregnancy. And I need a few, you know, blanket and all of that. I didn't really venture into anything else. And it really helped understanding more about the fiber and about the colors and, you know, about all of that. I think is, you know, coming up with the, you know, for us, the important thing is the social aspect. And we always say, if something happens that side of the business, the side, you know, the nature of the business would disappear, I wouldn't be into mYak. I would not be continuing with mYak unless we can just, you know, do something else. But, you know, slowly, I think with the first show and then something, you know, famous designers came in, and we had people like Michelle Wang and Julie Hoover, Olga Buraya-Kefelian. They came in, and I think they saw the value of what we were trying to do. And they were so nice and say, we're going to help you tell your story. And they start using the yarn and design it. So Julie Hoover was the first person that designed with a yarn, and then Michelle Wang came out, and then Olga. So, and then, you know, and then others came. And I think that really, you know, that really helped. With that, then we decided to move on. You know, people were asking for lighter weight. And so we decided to come up and, do an experiment with the baby yak silk. So we went with 50% baby yak, which you also have, 50% yak, 50% silk. And this is a light fingering weight, which is great for summer. And, you know, and I will show you samples like super soon. I have like tons of samples to show you. So
excellent. We love samples. Just in the chat, Sandra says, love the story behind the brand and how caring it is towards the nomads and the environment. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's what, for us to tell our story and show the people know that when you buy a skein, is a selfless act towards yourself, because it's a good quality product. There are no chemicals. You're not hurting the environment. You haven't hurt any animal, but also, you know, you are helping support what we believe in. And I think that just by doing that, even sometimes one skein helps. You know, you don't have to do a full sweater in it. You can just do something small, or can just add it. You know, and we always say, by all means, go dive into your stash and add 1 or 2 skeins of mYak, because you probably have more yarn than I have in my studio in your home. And you know, so mix and match. That's the beauty of the knitting and of creative people, is that just mix fiber, throw them in, and see, you know, swatch as much as I swatch. I was like, I've just done 2 swatch this weekend, and you know, Amy said, oh, I think we should re-soak it and re-swatch. I'm like, can I start my project? But you know, I think it really helps. So we brought in the baby yak silk. It was really popular, and a lot of designers coming out with that. We have a lot of colors, and Carmen has all of the colors in stock right now, right?
I think we're missing a few of the baby yak silk.
Oh, don't say that. It will come.
They're coming. They're on their way.
Here's the palette of that. And this, of course, you know, this one allowed us to do lighter colors, because we mix it, you know, the desert with the silk, so we could do lighter colors as well. And I think this is, you know, for me, I come up with a color palette or the ideas for every line, and then I work really closely with Carlotta, who does all of the testing, the coloring, the dips with the mill in Italy, and it's always like a game of numbers. So, you know, with a new line that we have coming out, I say, oh, new line, how many colors can I have? Can I have 20? And then Andrea comes back and says, you can have 5. And then Carlotta's in the middle. I say, okay, with all the calculation on Excel, you can have 8, but 1 is natural, so it's really 7. And I'm like, oh, so I have all of these colors, and again, and I'm like, okay, 6, here they are. And
yeah, but sometimes that like forced narrowing is really good for your creativity as well. Like I found that over the years. Sometimes when there's like too much.
It is, definitely, for sure. And I think one of the challenges though is when we create the colors is that we want to make sure that no matter what colors you choose, they go well together. So the palette has to be very harmonious, has to be that one color matches the other. So whatever I do now here, you know, as you know, maybe it's a higher contrast or a lower contrast, but they have to go well together, no matter what you choose. That's very important for me, because you might not use the full scale for a project, but you need that little bit. You might just need it for, and we'll show you, you know, to just do a little bit of this and that in Painting Bricks Heads by Stephen West that I happen to have here. So, you know, whatever leftover you have, you could just do all of the other colors as well. So that was important.
All right, I've got a question. Helena asks, I love your, she says, I love your story very much too. Can you talk about the dyeing process you use for the various bases?
We all use, so we dye, everything we dye in Italy, they are not, you know, they are just normal dye. Carlotta, I don't know if it's a specific name for the dyes that we have, but they're not natural dyes. We have done a line of cashmere with the natural dyes, and but it was not, it became so expensive as well, and it was very difficult to, you know, to get it right, and summer was running. So it's just you know, a normal traditional dyes in Italy. The good things about that is that they recycle the water as well, the mill that we use. So the, you know, the water that comes out, a lot of the dyes sometimes are very, you know, strong, and this one isn't. And so they also recycle the water, so the water can, you know, the waste of the water is not dangerous for the environment. Also, the you know, sometimes some of the colors, they look over dyed just because the base is, you know, this is a super rich color. Or, you know, or the black or the moss, which is like the dark green, because it's dyed. Let me see the light. Because it's dyed on top of the yeah, thank you, that looks better on your
I have a lot of light coming at me right now.
I don't know, it looks, yeah, but this is dyed on top of the chocolate.
I'm using this for Franca from Coconut. I love the color. It's just
the green is really beautiful, and it goes really nice with yeah. And we always say, you know, mix and match is just you know, dark color with a lighter color, or mix them together. We are trying to have all type of weights. If you have the lace weight, if you have it double, it becomes a beautiful fingering.
Oh, I didn't bring the lace weight over here.
And yeah, I don't see. Oh yeah, here. So this is our lace weight, and you know, literally held it double, and it's a very nice fingering. Or if you need it like a small weight, then you can add the mYak silk in it, and then, you know, it also becomes really beautiful. We have a lot of samples to show you. And
one more question: where do you source the silk from?
The silk is Indian silk.
Okay,
it's from India. Yeah, and we're actually looking to go into an Italian silk, but it's going to be another year or so to do that.
Okay.
Now, so we had the mYak, and you know, we slowly expand. We have more colors. We always, you know, don't have like huge quantities. We did the mYak silk, and then I started bugging Andrea. I had to start bugging Andrea for day one probably, and I kept saying, you know, everybody sells like wool. I mean, wool is very popular. It's natural. There are like millions of sheep on this, and I can see them. They're there. Look, you know, I mean, we were just looking outside. It's like, look at all those, you know, herds of sheep with the yaks. You know, the yak is, you have one yak. The younger yaks are much less, of course, than the sheep. And he was saying, no, it's too coarse, we cannot do it. And I was like, are you sure? I mean, I'm sure there must be something. And he said to me, well, you want something soft. You don't want to sell the wool as it is because it's too scratchy. You want something soft. And you want something ethically sourced. I was like, there's so much that we can do. And I'm like, well, let's figure it out. So again, Andrea is really good in listening, and then he has a plan. And we talked to people there, and we decided that we could actually have our, here, we can take a scale, our 100% the Tibetan, as a local sheep. So there is the sheep that we have is a local Tibetan sheep, has not been crossbred with anything, but it's a very, strong sheep. And we decided to de-hair, to go have the sheep. Now, normally, you shear, you have it, and you sell it. You clean it, you wash it, and you just, you do the spinning and you're done with it. We decided to de-hair it, meaning again, to go through the same process of separating, with a machine to separate the corset. So this has become really the heart of the wool, which you have as well. And I think you liked it.
Oh my God. We are in love with this yarn. Like, I think 3 of us have started projects in it already.
See Alex nodding, say, yeah.
And I just have to point out, we didn't notice this at first, and Anna noticed it the other day, but the little cloud sticker,
yes,
like there's just details like that are just adorable.
So for another passion of mine is besides, of course, fiber and yarn and the non-for-profit in Tibet, is also contemporary Tibetan art. And I worked a lot in that. I have a lot of friends. Most of my friends are Tibetan artists. And that's how we, we work with all of the knitting yak or the sheep, Tashi the sheep, Hema the goat. They all have names and they all have illustration. And we work with a lot of, a few artists trying to bring in as well that the beauty for the Tibetan culture has to come from different ones. It comes from the names, the colors that are inspired by the landscapes and or traditional work of art or modern art. And then we, I call our friends and say, oh, can you draw this? Or can you do that? So can I use your painting? And, so we do that as well. So the cloud also, yeah, you're right. It's a little touch.
It's a very sweet detail.
Oh, thank you. And, and we also try to write as much as we can because it's important. You're not just buying the yarn, but you're buying the story. You're buying into the story. And that's why also it's mYak. It really becomes your yak.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, guys, if you haven't touched this yet, like, it's so soft. It is really very special yarn.
Oh, thank you. I can't wear anything scratchy, like anywhere. I'd be like, and I really tried to support a lot of others yarn.
Very nice for color work too.
Oh yeah. Well, I happen to have something here.
Show us some samples.
I will show you that. But I thought that's the first sample that I could show.
Yeah.
Look at that, Alex. Look at that, what I have.
Anybody recognize that? Yes. I see a lot of nodding heads. Yes. That is Alex's gorgeous sweater.
It's so beautiful. It's really, and this is done with the cherry blossom and Ginepro, so with the green, and it's so nice. I'm like, yep. It's a bit warm to put it on right now.
Yeah.
But so we did that, and then last week, was that last week? Last week we launched a new line that you have too, which is Kupa, 50% baby yak and 50% organic cotton. So that is, I'm trying to see if I have all of them here. I think I do, Kupa, yeah. So those are the 6 colors that we have so far. And Carmen is one of the few stores that actually, well, it's the only store in the UK that has it. And one of the few stores around the world that has it. So you're lucky.
We feel very lucky. It's, again, yeah. We are, I mean, I haven't swatched with this one yet because I took the Tibetan cloud home, but I believe Amanda, who is a designer and works here as well, has something going on in her head that she's going to be making.
I did swatch it, and I was personally surprised at how soft it was. It's like, oh yes, it's really cotton in there, and it's 50% cotton, and it's so soft as well. And you can mix and match with the baby yak silk. So that's really, in a long, not so long nutshell, the story of the yarn. And we remain little. We are still basically 4.5 people, and doing everything across the continent. So it's very important that you know that Andrea is the one right now that goes back to Tibet. You know, we had to take a little leave of absence during COVID, of course, but he goes back 4 times a year to follow every step of the way. So it's not that we just source the fiber and then we take it to Italy and we do everything. We are there in local with the nomads. We also have another dairy activity going on at the same time. We have a little guest house. So, you know, it is our hope that one day we will be able to spend our summers there, of course, and have people come.
I was going to say mYak retreats.
Exactly. Yes.
I mean, sign me up.
Exactly. Tibetan knit. There's a question. They used to, but not. They do weave. They are big weavers. Okay. They used to have this beautiful weaving tradition, and it so happened that a lot of the spinning. They do a lot of spinning. Of course, they do all the spinning with the spindle. You know, the drop spindle. Yeah. And the weaving. They have different looms. They actually had all of the nomads the nomad family, because they used to weave their own clothes and the tent and everything else, the aprons, the chuba, their coat. But the tradition has slowly disappeared. But they used to have a portable loom that would just set up. You know, when they were moving the yak with the yaks, you know, you could see the loom on top of one of the yaks, going from the winter pasture to the summer pasture. But that tradition got most of it lost. And we just launched last month, was it? 2 months ago. Because we never, you know, we always have things in our head. We want to do more. We try to do more before before it's too late. So we launched a new project called Dokarpo Woolly Lab. And we launch a GoFundMe campaign that you can find, you know, maybe Carmen can just put it, you know, we will all later if you're interested. Anyway, it's on our website as well. And to try to bring back those traditions. And we just started the first training, and it's amazing what they're doing. It's like weaving and spinning. And we have a group of women in a really, really poor village where everybody else has left. All the young people went to the cities. So you have these women that don't know what to do. And we're using some sheep wool to do that. So we are trying to, this is what we are about, you know. This is separate from mYak, but it's still part of what we are doing. So they're doing the spinning and the weaving. Locally, we bought some looms and everything else. Anyway, so sidetracks, samples.
Very cool. Yeah, show us some samples. What can we make with your gorgeous yarn?
Exactly. Would you want to see more shawls or sweaters or everything?
Everything.
Okay, I just grabbed from here, and then I start. Well, let's start with what I'm wearing. It's like, you know, what am I wearing? This is our baby yak. I'll show you the swatch to believe that I do swatch. It's the baby yak silk in Indra, and is the Ripple Lake by Jorge Locatelli. I'm just standing up for a second so you can see it better. It's a really nice, no longer in the back, so covers your bum. And here it's really light, it's lightweight. It could be beautiful in every color, and would be also very nice in Kupa with the new baby yak cotton. I think that was one of the suggestions that we have for the Ripple Lake by Jorge Locatelli. And so that was that. Let's go into like a shawl. Let's go. So this one, course now, yeah, sorry, is Winter Sun by Olga Jazzy.
I love that pattern.
This was in the Line magazine. We did ours in the baby yak lace held double with Tibetan cloud. So to see how they can mix and match, because you have that texture that you can see on the screen, you know, you can see almost, and the back is as beautiful as the front.
That's such a pretty design.
So this is Winter Sun, and it's really big. You can have like smaller, bigger, larger size, and you just need one skin each of the Tibetan cloud. But that was really, really pretty. So that's one of our. Well, I have lots of favorites, but this. So
we love Olga here. We're a big fan of her designs.
And so am I. And the second one is still Olga. I have tons of Olga, so I'm just showing you, trying to show you a mix of match of designers as well. This is also Olga. This is a Sei cowl.
Yeah.
Let me put back like that. This is with the baby yak medium in dusty pink and midnight blue, which is really nice. Then if you're like Olga, you wear it and you're really cool. But if I put it on instead, but it's nice because it's a nice cowl under the coat or above, and also covers like a little capelet as well. Then thinking about the Strand of Joy, the new book by Anna Johanna, we have 2 samples that we made. In Tibetan Cloud, we made rose hip, and you can see that. And if I show you, I'm sure you're familiar with the sample, but let me see. So this was the actual original that is Anna Johanna with, with this gradient sort of colors. And I was not so keen of the effect that I saw. I love the design because I love more dramatic effect. So I just, we did the 3 color, the wild daisy with the peonia and the passiflora to really showcase the beauty of that design, because I felt that the original got a little bit lost, but
I like yours better. I will.
Oh, there you go. You see. Yeah. So I like ours better too. So we got that one, and also from that book we did Leto in the cashmere and
nice.
This is the yoke, the cashmere and the lace. So is the lace, the baby yak lace here. So that was one of the other designs.
Just so no one feels they have to take notes, Carlotta is putting all of the pattern names into the chat, so you guys can find them there.
Good. So now there was do you have the Noragon book, the last book, the stitches, the twisty stitches book?
I do not think we do, and if we did, we've sold out of it.
Okay, so anyway, so that book has one of our design, her design in our yarn in it, with the baby yak medium, and this is an amazing sweater. Can I see with that? Yeah, here this way.
That's gorgeous.
It's really pretty, and the book has all of these hexagons motif, and you can choose which hexagon to make. So you can make 7 of this or 8 of this and still have a different center, because
it's different. Knit from the center out?
From outside in.
Ah.
And we chose the lotus because it's my favorite flower. So, we chose the lotus. When I saw that was done, I was like, oh yeah, that's what we are doing. So this is done with the baby yak medium. I didn't even, I didn't even take it out for a stroll yet, because it's too warm yet. So, but that, and just so that you see how the baby yak medium holds cables and stitches really, really well as well. So we got that one on that side. Something softer, we have the Andrea Mauri in January released her Hug Kiss Kiss shawl.
Yeah.
In our baby yak, you see all of the bubbles. We just had a chat with Andrea. And this is our version. Her version has the oatmeal as the main color, and I'm more on the pink side of colors. So we just decided to go with the Tibetan sky as the main color, with dusty pink, night flower, and oatmeal. So, but we have, you can just do endless combination. Is a nice size sweater for sure. You can just put it on, and it goes well with that, what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
if it wasn't
wearable.
If it wasn't too hot. But so that's a nice shawl idea with a little bit of color work that is quite easy. We have, and again, here you can see the difference. I don't have the dust. This is the Celeste sweater by Sari Norlund. And she also designed it with our yarn. So that's the original. She designed hers in mustard. And we went with the dusty pink. And this is, I think I'll grab the scale. So this is the older dusty pink, maybe the previous production.
This is a very different color.
Exactly. You see on screen now. Is a heathery look because the desert, the oatmeal of the time was darker. So we dyed on top of this one. And now we dyed on top of this one. So you see the difference on that. And yeah, we did. So yeah, we did the same. So you can see the actual difference. Almost look like two different colors. Still dusty pink and still beautiful. So I just made Amy run up down the stairs. Next one, Esther by Camilla Vard. And you can notice how we make most of our samples with short sleeves faster. And also I like to layer things when I wear them. So I will normally have like a big cardigan. And then we put this on. So this is Esther also with the baby yak medium. And Camilla designed Paon sweater, the Paon pullover with the Paon is peacock. With our baby yak medium as well, but I gave that to a store as a sample for now, so we don't have it. And we also made a sample in the cashmere. It came out so beautiful. If you mix we made a base of the mustard with some of the cashmere for the yoke, so you only need one skein. That's a beautiful way to try our cashmere, to use it just, one or two skeins for the yoke. So it balances out also the price point.
Yeah.
And see that. And the same, it could be, even for the shawl, if you just have a skein, the Tibetan, the baby yak is the base, and you just get one color of the cashmere, they work really well together. So yeah. You have the lace, yes, you have the lace, so I can show you. This is the ember. Let me watch that because it's so.
Oh, wow.
This is the ember from Yuko Shimizu. No, it's not Yuko Shimizu. Now I don't remember the designer of. Yeah, sorry, they put in the chat. Yuko. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and but this is done with the baby yak lace held double. This is a big size, and because I wanted something like super, cover things up, but just because it's like easygoing. I put it almost like a coat on top of another sweater that I keep under, and it's really, really beautiful.
What colors is that one?
This one is with the desert, the night flower, which is just pull up your night. Do you have night flower there?
Hang on.
Because this one is darker. You see, it was the same. Oh, you do have this one actually. You have this one. So the new version of the night flower is actually this.
Is that with the orange then?
That's with the orange, with the saffron. Yes, exactly those three colors. That's.
Can I pull that off, guys?
It looks nice, actually.
Very interesting combo.
I
would not put that together.
That's I really like that. Another things that we coming up with all of the combos idea when we have to make samples, because I look at the designers. I know that if I were to do exactly as the designer, I would sell more, but it's not always what I choose. I have to something that I wear as well.
It's also, we rarely do the same colorways as a designer as well, because you can see that in the photos.
Yeah, that's true.
We love to give people a different example.
That's true too. A lot of people say, "Oh, do you have that?" So I'm like, "No, I don't." Go unravel it, check it out.
I quite like this. This is nice.
But this is really nice, and sometimes we try to do something similar as well. What else do I have?
You might get me to knit with orange.
Painting Bricks Shawl by Stephen West. And that again is a suggestion on how to use the mYak lace held double with the trying to get some, yeah, here. I will have to put all these things, you know, that support with the mYak silk.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how you combine them. Yeah. And that's, you know, we use all of the colors that we had, but again, you can just have use less and just come up with that. So this is beautiful. I think that, yeah, even Stephen West said, oh, beautiful. He commented on my post. I'm like, oh my God, Stephen. So that is really
beautiful though.
Yeah, so those is, it's okay, I don't need them. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. mYak silk, if you look for something to make for the British summer, sorry, I know that's a joke. You don't really.
We like to dream over here.
Yeah, you can still think and layer it on.
Yes.
And this is a really good, nice layer. This is the Chonita sweater by Justina Rorkowska. And this is in gel, so this is the mYak silk as well. It is really nice. I think it's very nice to have, you know, both the cotton or the mYak silk to make those little t-shirts. This is the body sweater by, sorry, it's a bit crumbled up. It was really super with a 3/4 sleeves by Sarah Solomon. Yeah, I have to steam this one, sorry. And Carlotta is typing it up as I speak. She's like, slow down, I cannot keep up. And I try to squeeze in as many samples as I can so that you can have plenty of ideas so that by tomorrow, Carmen has to be sold out. So watch out, okay? You have to place your orders because if she sells out, she buys more from us and we can
That's true.
So is a win-win situation. Just drop some skins. So now this is another big one. So we love fading with solid. So this one is the Rose Cardigan by Andrea Maury.
I love how you've done that.
And what we did, sorry, thank you. So you can see, I really love that. And that's why I need sweaters with short sleeves, because then I have a few of these that I can wear on happily on top. So what we did, we used Tibetan Cloud in 3 different colors.
Okay.
And we carried the mYak silk throughout the design. And sorry, I just have a text. Just want to check if you have a pickup for me today. Oh, can we put the, yeah. Sorry, just mailman. Yes, I do. It's a very nice. And also you can see again the cables, how good they are. So this is that. And we have a lot of, for example, we did Gloam, I don't have it here, by Caitlin Hunter with Tibetan Cloud and the mYak lace, and become this beautiful marbled swatch. Oh, we have the swatches somewhere, but that's it. I mean, and then of course I have tons more, but I think, you know, I should just.
I have to ask what the gorgeous, really bright wrap, that one. Yeah, what is that?
This one is the modular inlay wrap by Stephen West.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to go wild with it. Oh, let me get this one too here as well, as I have it, as I was standing. So we went with all of the Tibetan Cloud color, and I went with, I actually took my daughter's colors first, and then, you know, I did the drawing and I started coloring different ways, and she was helping me. And she, when it was time to color the mirror side, see on this side, I cannot see what am I doing here. She went in the opposite way. So instead of doing exactly the mirror, she went opposite when she started coloring, and I said, oh, that looks good. So that's what we did. So this is a lot of
that is really stunning.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, this way you can see better. And you can do with less color, but it's like a blanket, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Well, that's what we all need to like be sitting outside and having, because we're only allowed outdoors right now to meet people.
Oh, that's true.
It's all about like wrapping up in large shawls.
And this is brilliant for that. Look at that.
Yeah.
And with the arrows and everything. Yeah. So that is beautiful. This one is Spark, also by Andrea Mauri.
Yeah. I have that on the needles.
And
not very far on the needles, but
you have it on the needles.
It's on the needles.
And this is also the Recollect cowl by Jennifer Steingass.
Okay.
We have a lot of her design as well in Tampa, but I don't have them, most of them here. So this is also with a Tibetan cloud, and I think she did a Mobius cowl that was coming down to here. And I'm not a Mobius cowl fan. I just don't know what to do when it gets here. I don't know where to put it. And because of the, the yarn, because it's not with a Tibetan cloud, there was enough yarn to keep going. So we did. Nice. We kept going. And this way you can wrap it twice. You can actually use it, more longer if you really want to, but you can wrap it twice and still be comfortable. And now I can wear it. Now I know what to do with that, with this. With that, with the Mobius cowl is not me. But I know that, some designers are happy to see the variation. And some designers don't. So these are the colors that we did.
Really pretty.
For the Recollect cowl. And I spoke to Jennifer and I said, be aware that I'm going to do this to your design. She said, go for it. And she thought it was a really nice idea. Also because we want to make use of all of the yarn that you have. If you have and you stop and then you have all those leftovers, of course you can do something else as well. But and I think I have more, but I think I should stop unless you want to.
We'll see if anyone has any questions or wants to see anything again. But I think, earlier you were saying how you work really hard to make sure that all the colors go together. And that's one thing that we really noticed when we were unpacking everything, that everything just really, we can pull basically any color combo off the shelves and it works. Yeah. Whether it's to your taste or not is then the only question, but they all like work together, which is really nice for a yarn shop as well. It just makes it really easy.
Yeah. I think is especially if you are, as we say, especially if you only have, a few colors.
Yeah.
But, that said, Tibetan cloud, I think there are like 14 colors or how many.
A lot of colors.
Yeah. And mYak silk. So it definitely, you have that, but, it's fun. I'm sure, everybody has, I don't know how many people can, maybe if they have the reaction,
we've got 30 people here.
How many? Oh, Fiona, I see Fiona.
Yeah, Fiona's here.
Definitely use our baby yak.
Yes.
And I think Alison.
Oh yeah, and Reet has her, that's the yak silk Reet? I'm gonna unmute you, Reet. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you.
Yes, it's the Olga.
Oh yes.
You picked that up at Vogue Knitting Live 2020?
Yes.
Yeah.
At the mYak reception.
Yes.
That was a very good party, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
A really good party.
The last party of the year. God knows for how many years.
We didn't know it at the time, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I think, it's good to go out with a bang. I think that's
very true.
And I see, Elehana as well. She tried the yarn for sure. And I see some of the people that I know got yarn.
Actually, Paola, sorry. I contacted recently Carmen and I had her like half an hour on a Zoom call to show me all the Tibetan cloud, I think. So I'm planning to use it for a test knit for Anna Johanna.
Oh,
and they suggested yarn. It is not mYak, but I really wanted to have it with your yarn. So I contacted Carmen, and I have a little bit of time because it's due in October. Also, Roxana Joanna is pregnant now, so she's planning a lot of things coming in autumn or late autumn. So yeah, I will. When I've decided, because I'm still looking at all the colors, I can't decide. I'm really bad. But now
we put a lot of combos together. There's a lot of good options.
Yeah, and then when I've decided which colors to go for, I'll text you so you know the combinations as well. And then yeah, so you.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
it's a really pretty design.
Yeah, very pretty design with a nice color work yoke, and that will show the nice colors and stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
And thank you for that. And Ruth says that she knit Andrea Maury the mYak cowl, which also, you know, the mYak cowl, as much as I personally don't like the Mobius, and I would do it without the Mobius twist, I think that is a perfect design to try the Baby Yak medium, because it has 4 color, it's easy to follow, and it only has, like, you know, 4 colors that you have. You try it out, and you know, some people had to play young chicken because they ran out of the last bit, but that is done with the Baby Yak medium.
Yeah, we've had that one as a kit for a while because we thought too, that was a good intro to the yarn. It's a really lovely design too. Yeah.
Do British knitters prefer things kit up or individual skeins?
You know, that's one of those things that has changed quite dramatically with the pandemic and being closed. So before the pandemic, I would have said, no, they're not really into a kit. They'd rather choose their own colors. But in the last year, people have wanted, like, I don't know, everything else has been really stressful. So, you know, fewer decisions, easier choices. Kits have definitely been a thing.
Yeah. I think is that, you know, one of the things for us, and I always, you know, we say to everybody, especially now with Brexit, of course, we hope that everybody will, you know, you save tons of duties if you just buy straight from Carmen or the other stores that we have in the UK, but, you know, Carmen, of course. And I think sometimes what you can do, you can go on our website and see what color combination, what kit do we have, and what color combination. Very quickly, you can just look. You're looking for a sweater. You don't want to think about it, and just look up your size. Look up how many skeins. Then, you know, call Carmen, go to the shop, or go online and get it. You know, because sometimes you want to see. We have more. Maybe we have more. Kids idea, maybe we have sample, you know, all of this that you've seen is on our website. So if you want to look at it again and you want to get some ideas, just do go on our website. Follow us on Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel called mYak Tibetan Fibers, where I make a full of myself once a week, more or less. Sometimes I wake up, I don't really want to do it, so I just skip a week and people say, where are you? I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to do it. And, you know, like this social, you know, it's like people now, just like today, were asking me, oh, you haven't done an Instagram live. So I might pop on my Instagram live after this one. So we are trying to, you know, bring as much as information as we can, and then go subscribe to the channel and then go back and support your local yarn store, because I think that's, it's very important. I mean, you know, you all have, costs and fees and people that you're supporting by having your your yarn store open. So it's very important that people do keep supporting, you know, keep supporting you.
Well, and we love, I mean, you guys are really great about supporting local yarn shops. Some brands don't appreciate us quite as much as others, and that's been really great as well. You guys have really been very supportive of what we've tried to do here, and that's been really nice.
And you know, if anybody has a question about the yarn, they can just email us. I don't care where you buy your yarn, you know, it's as long as you learn about it, or you want to learn about it and you want to knit to, we are happy. So I have so many people saying, I bought the yarn at such and such store, but can you tell me about this? Or I have this skein that I bought 2 years ago at such and such store. How can I combine it with others? I just answer. We just answer. Whether it's me or Carlotta, we do all of the, the answering.
Okay.
Sometimes you see me up at very odd hours because sometimes people are like, oh, I do, but sometimes you have to. I had a customer that emailed me at their early morning, which was, my early morning, it was like 2:00 in the morning. And then at 3, she sent a second message, say, why you're not responding? This is very disrespectful. At 6, I saw the message. I'm like, did you see where I'm based? Like, seriously, I cannot respond at 3:00 in the morning. But other than that, we are always present, and we always try to respond, whether email or something else.
We've got a couple things in the chat. So Ruth, our other Ruth, we've got a couple Ruths in the group. She loved knitting the Hohi hipster cowl in the Baby Yak medium. She's also doing her Franca in the Baby Yak medium. We have the further than I am at the moment.
So the hipster came out in 2 versions. The hipster shawl was the first one, and then it was done with the Baby Yak medium. And then Hohi released the hipster cowl, which is the same amount of money. It's 5 skeins of the Baby Yak medium. They also, again, cowl is really beautiful. And recently, she actually released a lightweight hipster with another brand. And we just thought, oh, wow, that's she makes the most out of this pattern. And
I love doing the cowl so much that I'm doing the shawl as well.
You're doing the shawl, fantastic. Yes.
Well, one day when I finish the thing I'm currently working on, which I'm afraid isn't mYak, but I've also, as Comma says, doing the Franca in mYak.
Ooh.
I love the mustard.
Super nice. And
how far are you on your Franca, Ruth?
Up to the waist.
Oh, you're further than me. You've surpassed me. I have a really long waist, though.
But Franca's quite long as well, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's really beautiful. But I was saying the lightweight hipster, and we saw it, and so we decided to, what did we do? So we did a sample. I think I'm going to post it later. I think it's posted on Instagram. I don't have it, but we have a couple of customers that made it, so I just snapped the pictures. And with the Baby Yak lace and the Baby Yak silk. So I think that's what, So with those 2 together, and it came out really, really nice. I had, I think with them, she's done it with petrol and with the color petrol, or not actually with the laser day. This is the medium, but just to give you the idea, with these 2 colors together, and it came out really nice. So if anybody is into hipsters and you want to do the lightweight, the lace with the Baby Yak silk is also a good option.
While you're talking about yarn combos, someone else is asking if you have color recommendations for a rose cardigan that does not involve pink.
Oh, yes, we do, actually. We have it, and we are putting together. We have done a swatch as well in the blues and greens.
Okay.
Blues and, okay, but we are doing it as we are so efficient.
Right. We will get to that one. It's like magic. Ooh.
How fast are we? Thanks, Amy. I could see, I could not understand why Amy was running in front of me so frantically with yarn. I was like, what's going on? And now I know she was putting together the combo for this one.
That's really pretty.
So that is really pretty. We have to take a picture of this. And so this is, let me tell you the colors. So take notes.
We have.
So this is with the Baby Yak, with the Tibetan Cloud in Genziana.
Yeah.
Which is the deep blue. Salice Grigio, which is the grayish blue. Breathe.
Yeah.
Cladonia, yes, Cladonia. You have it. That would be the last color, yes, definitely. And Ginepro.
You can either use the Ginepro or the Salas,
This way, probably.
Things that, exactly. And then you have the petrol lace throughout.
Oh. Okay,
So
I've only got petrol baby medium there, but
okay, but you get the
I've got the petrol on the wall. Or that's
so
nice.
Or you can also, instead of the Cladon, instead of the Ginepro, No, I think this is better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have that. You have bigger, I don't think I can do that. Can I do that? Yes. All right, so that is,
I
who
like
was
that
asking?
too.
Do you like it?
You can even put the wild daisy in next to it, you know, like if you wanted to. See
Yeah, depends. You could also put the, yeah, it is true, the wild daisy, but I think I like this way. Or maybe the, yeah, or maybe the wild daisy, but
Ugh.
I think that's really pretty. Yeah. Fiona, that looks fabulous. What looks fabulous?
Fiona posted a project.
Oh, why do I
So
see?
No is who asked about this, and she says it's stunning. Thank you very much. So I agree. I've already made a rose cardigan. I will not make another one, but I could see fading this for a different project. Good.
Or somebody can do it and then lend it to the store to show it, and then we can see it.
Also a good option. It only needs to be a small. That pattern is so oversized.
Oh yeah, we actually, that's the other thing. This one that you saw is a small.
Yeah.
It's so big. So the
Mhm.
first one that we did was like, you know, I was trying to do my usual, no, I was not a sample knit. I was trying to do my usual size, came back and I said, ooh, is that for the family? It's like a family size, everybody in it
Yeah.
for the, you know, for Christmas. And so we asked to like reduce the size. And I think we even, you know, yeah, I think we have notes linked up on that.
I made the small. I am 6'1". I have never worn a small anything in my life, but I made the small as well. It is huge. That cardigan.
I am 2 point something. I think I'm 5'1". The one that counts
Yes, it does. It does.
is I even learned. I know, and you know, I'm hopeless in inches. I'm still going with centimeters and meters and kilometers, and if so when I drive, you know, how many speeding ticket? Because I just don't understand this. You know, it's like that thing is like, what was this miles? I'm just going, you know, I'm just going 50. It was like 50 miles. There's over the limit. I was like, no, I thought it was 50 kilometers. You know, it's like, I'm very slow down. I'm Italian. Anyway, so I don't understand anything about inches, which is each time that somebody comes and said, I am whatever inches. And I'm like, yeah, more or less.
So Fiona has, if you guys haven't seen that in the chat, Fiona has shared her entire gallery of mYak projects, all in black. They are stunning. I highly recommend you check them out.
I think you should just look her up on Instagram as well. I mean, anything that, and then she just cuts them out and you can just see this dramatic, she's done the, Fiona, you've done the Kune Kune shawl by Olga, right?
Yeah, in black, which was a
In
bit
black.
quite hard work, but
Just doing that in a normal color, but in black is, it's, oh, we have the Gloam. I forgot that we have it. So this is the Gloam cardigan. Just to, I think, you know, when it came out, it was this marled yarn. Somehow I never remember what the original yarn was, but I do remember. I don't say it. And so we wanted to have the same effect, but of course we didn't have it. So, you know, with Amy, actually, we said, let's do it. I think there's a box of swatches in there, it's inside there. And so we took the mYak lace, mustard, and the calendula, and we just, of the Botondoro, sorry, the Botondoro, and we just pair them together, hold them together, and that's what came out.
That's really pretty.
So it is really, really, really nice. And if you know, this is a really nice, this is a really easy, easy wearing, not easy making, but easy, it's easy. It's Amy knit this one for us. Really super nice.
Is that knit side to side or no?
Sorry?
Is that knit sideways or no? That just
No, in panels.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
sewn together to shoulder.
Sewn together to shoulder.
And then again on this side.
And then again on this side.
And then you pick up.
I'm
and
just
do
a
the
parrot.
sleeves.
And then you pick up the sleeves. Well, I don't know what I said, but that's the sample. And because we love this combination of the marlin so much, and tell me if I say too much, and Amy loves swatching. This is what I don't like. So I said, okay, let's do something that I would wear. So we did that. And then she had some yarn at home and just give them to me like that because I think
There's a lot of blues and greens and whatever.
So she did swatch.
Oh, wow. Yes.
She did swatch, and it was like, and I actually have, I had fun doing one YouTube episode showing all the swatches. And the more she was doing, and she would every day she would just bring some more, and you can. It doesn't matter because of what we said. It doesn't matter what you put together.
Yeah.
Whatever colors, pick and choose, and like this one. I don't know, just of course, for somebody that loves the greens, for example, look at this. This is done with the Ginepro and Emerald.
Ooh, that's very pretty.
I really like this one.
Yeah.
And for the
That
blues,
really punches up the.
yeah.
Ginepro.
Yeah.
I like
This
that.
one is with the Passiflora and Petrol. So you can see those a little bit better.
Passiflora is the most interesting color.
It really is nice.
It's like purple, it's like gray, it's brown,
I like Canela. Yeah, Canela as well. Canela with a night flower. So you can see more or less. So that's, but then you can have something that is more like wild with the saffron.
Lovely.
So you can really, just think of anything. Even if you just do a striped cardigan and you just a striped sweater like one of the Isabel Kramer or Petit Knit, and then you have one stripe that is solid and one stripe that is, marred. I think that would also be very nice depending on the thickness of the yarn. But yeah, and I think is nice, because if you play with solid, if you mark with solid, then you can have all different type of effect. We even did the cinnamon. Sorry, I want a cinnamon and I love cinnamon bun from the Liner magazine. Oh, that was good. Sorry. Let's
no, we have a bit of an addiction of a cinnamon bun over here because we have two very amazing bakeries on either side of us who do cinnamon buns. Oh, they're so good.
Do they deliver, you think?
I don't know if they'd be as good by the time they got to New York, but you come visit and we'll
I think once
all the cinnamon buns.
For me, London is one of the most I spent a lot of time in London. I actually did, I spent a lot of time in the UK, of course in London, but also in Durham, where I did my research project for my master's degree.
Okay.
And so, in Scotland, oh my God. Anyway, so, sorry, sidetracking here. So this is the Cinnabar. Cinnabar, yeah, you're shaking my tail. The Cinnabar. Sorry, we are bickering. The Cinnabar shawl by Andrea Maury. Sorry, that is that. I have the shorts.
That's very pretty.
I don't know what we did with them. I don't know. We send it somewhere. No, we send it somewhere. But it's all very nice. And this is again, we just place the solid and then we put the lace in it, some saffron, and the night flower. So you can really do a lot with a yarn by mixing and matching and playing, and so
absolutely.
That's what I have for you.
That's amazing. I'm feeling super inspired. I want to make about 4 new sweaters. I have to finish. I have to finish the tiny baby sweater first. Though.
Oh yes.
Otherwise, the baby will grow and not fit it anymore.
We love tiny baby things, and that's the problem. You just need these beautiful things, and then they grow. And then you say, what do I do? Do I just give it to somebody else, or do I rip it and use the yarn again? It's always one of those, complicated things. And by the time I tried to knit something, she had grown 3 inches already. Such a slow knitter. I was like, nope, not doing it. So I'm dyed the shawl. But maybe, what about there's a shawl, the time trade shawl and the one with the tulipan. Do you also did you get the red, the tulipano in the Tibetan cloud?
Yeah. No, I don't. No, we don't have a red.
The new color from the Tibetan cloud? No. Maybe you didn't order it, or maybe we didn't have it.
I think you probably didn't have it because I think Carlotta sent us everything you had.
Oh yeah, so red tulipano. Oops. So tulipano anyway, in case you love red.
Ooh, that's pretty.
We did love red and purple together, and peonia, tulipano and peonia together, which, you know, but also goes, so that's also very easy. It's called the Andrea Shawl by Kirsten Kapoor. So we thought to just show you, in case you don't have it. I think Carlotta is there, but
yeah. Yes, we have it. Yeah.
So you don't have, there's something that you don't have. Wow, I wouldn't go to sleep tonight.
Okay, I think we're gonna need to order more tomorrow anyway, so maybe we can get the red then.
Yes, I mean, guys, as I said, by tomorrow, Carmen has to sell out, yeah? So please start thinking what you want. I just want to show, because people will say, do you need and what do you need? So this is one of the last thing that I did. I have my ends to wave in, but I call them fringes. So this is Time Trades by Caitlin Hunter with the mYak silk. And I've done, of course, you can see my colors, but so that is with the little fringes.
That's really pretty. Love that.
But I'm interested to hear from Alex. Alex, you just took some yarn home, right? Some Tibetan cloud. Is she there still? I don't see if
Yeah, she's
I
there.
haven't taken it home. I walked out. I was like, oh, so I'm going to take it home if there's still any when I go in next. It might be gone. We'll see. I have a plan, but I keep.
But you had an idea.
I have an idea.
Very good idea.
The colors, I like Dahlia and Genesia, but the third color keeps changing. Because I think I had it with Salvia.
Oh, I love Salvia. Salvia, the green, yeah.
And then I think, Carmen, did you put it with Genestro? I don't remember which.
I think by the end of the summer, you will all speak Italian. You know that.
I studied Italian a bit, but I'm not.
I think it was actually funny when I saw the, when I watch you, when you go live, sometimes I catch you live and sometimes I just catch you after when you do the unpacking. And I see there, it's like, let's see what they say now. And, I can see the name of your, is Amanda? No, the name of
Anna.
Anna. I could see her face with you said, oh, I got an easy one. I can mention this. I can read this. And then she goes like, woo, how do I pronounce this? It's so funny. I was like, that's the moment, like you made my day. I was trying to pronounce like, oh, cherry blossom. I can do that. This is like, whoa, that one. Very nice, that color.
Well, we feel really bad when we can't pronounce them, but we don't speak Italian.
No, it's not. I think you should just try to read them. I mean, we had colors that nobody could pronounce, but that doesn't deter us because they have a meaning to us. So Tibetan cloud, they all have the color of flowers. And, we all lover of flowers, and Carlotta and I always have fun picking names. And, actually the Kupa name mostly came from Carlotta, and I went like, yes, check, done. And, and they all have meanings. Sometimes they have meanings to us personally, or they mostly come from Sanskrit. But going back to like Kupa, for example, this is the Yamtso, which is this turquoise color. And it's the name of a holy lake in Tibet that I just love. I think it's one of the most magical places for me in Tibet. So when I saw the color, I immediately thought about the water of that lake. And Yamdrok Yumtso, which is the full name of the lake. It means the turquoise lake. So, every single thing for us has to have a little meaning. We try to also use the Tibetan, the Tibetan names.
Mm-hmm.
Try to use the calligraphy. It's very important for us. Every single detail in the drawings, in the names, and it's.
That's very obvious when you see them. They're beautiful little tags, like little artwork.
Thank you. Somebody's asking, what were all the blues color you showed? Those were for the
I had
Rose
them.
Cardigan and Maori. Let's see. Let's test your.
I still have them here, Reet. That's Alex's mom asking that question.
Ah.
I think it was this.
It was Genziana.
Genziana. There we go.
Salice grigio.
There we go.
Ginepro.
Yep.
Cladonia.
Cladonia.
And the petrol lace.
Petrol lace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have. Yeah.
That was the combo. And Carlotta has typed it in already.
Grazie, Carlotta.
You're such lovely assistant. Does anybody want to like see anything else that Paula has there? Like, does anyone want to see a sample again that like was shown too quickly?
Say, Paula, go away. We just want to knit. That's also fine.
Yeah. Or any more questions? You can also unmute yourself and ask. If you don't want to type, that's fine.
You showed a jumper. Sorry, you showed a jumper earlier that looked. It was sort of textured when I think in a pinky kind of color. I didn't catch the name of that one.
It was Alex. Okay.
The one with all the baubles.
No, it was a darker pink. And it looked like it had just one color, but sort of a texture throughout.
That was the Celeste. It was the Celeste. This one?
No.
This one?
No. Sorry.
The rose cardigan? Pink? You said pink?
Yeah, I think it was a pinky kind of color.
Oh, like a little one? This one?
Yes, that's the one.
This one. Sorry, there's the Bari T. Bari T. And it does have this texture with the twisted stitches. So.
I really like that.
I like that one too.
Yeah, I love it so much, but it's like a small. Seriously? What do I do with that? It's a fitted. If you want to show my belly, oh yeah, I could do that. When I saw it, I was like, okay, this goes back to the designer. Sarah Solomon will get it back. And she said, oh, it was so much faster. And I'm like, who cares? No, I think it was in a magazine, I can't remember, Nitsi or something. And they wanted a small because the model was super tiny. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So no, but we have that. But like, if you wanted to try a couple of skeins, hats are really good. Not that this is a hat season, but a couple of skeins will make you a really nice hat. Very warm, very soft, not scratchy, which is that's another thing. We have a couple of things here. We have also found this is with Cloud. This is Max the knitter.
We love Max.
Yeah. So we made that. That's a cute. That's the bearable hat, I think. Yeah. So that we got that. We have, but also, color work, very simple. Like that. That is the Homestead hat by Tracy Millar from the Grocery Girls. I don't know if you watch those.
And while we're plugging Alex, I mean, the Tibetan Cloud would be excellent for the Selly or for any of her Rosie Mina patterns. It would work very well. Hang on.
Like Carmen has the photo shoot samples. I have the ones.
I'm in love with this. I want this so much.
It's so nice. But this is also a stupid small, so no one can wear it.
Well, I have the ones that are my size, but I had to knit new ones to fit the model because she's smaller than me. So.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God, I love this so much. And you've done some classes,
would be excellent.
Right? Oh, and you've done some classes on it, correct, Alex? I mean, there's no way in a million years I could do that.
Yes, it's so easy. It's so easy. Really
easy. It's
really easy. I'm doing mine now.
Yeah.
One sec.
No.
Hang on, I can't. Oh no! There you go. I'm doing mine now.
Oh wow! Yeah, there's nothing easy about that.
It is really easy. I promise. It's easier than color work because you can adjust the tension.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Promise.
We have to have a bet.
You could do it with
Paula be able to knit it.
You could do it with Tibetan Cloud and the inlay you could do actually with the medium and not.
Oh
do
yeah.
You could do medium.
Wow, I think I have to. Yeah, I think what we have to do, we have to wait for be able to travel. Then Alex will come here for a month. You sit next to me and we do it.
Okay.
If somebody's sitting next to me, I think for me, the Zoom are wonderful, of course,
Yeah.
but I'm more like, me, just come here and help me. And so, you know, I'm Zoom, I'm like, it's my turn yet. And so as much as I love the virtual things, I'm really like, you know, I'm like, what do I do now? You know, and like to give it to somebody to fix it and gives it back to me and say.
But Paola, only if she does it in Italian. I spent a lot of money for her to learn Italian, so she can only do it in Italian.
I have to.
But you know what? I have an idea. Here I say it, Carlotta, take notes. What we are going to do, Alex, prepare.
Yeah. Okay, go.
When we go back to travel and everybody's safe,
Yeah.
we will have you come in for an Italian retreat. And you have to teach in Italian.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay, can I go too, even though I do not speak Italian and will not understand anything?
Yes. So when we have
the wine and eat the food though.
Like, exactly. So we had started so well with our retreats, and we, you know, that was the best part of the year, because we have these beautiful locations in Italy, and it's all, you know, close in Piemonte that we have them. And, you know, I think the next, we're supposed to have one in October. Let's hope, we think we are going to have it with Isabel Kramer. It's sold out anyway, but, and maybe, you know, I have a couple of people on in a waiting list, but I think we should do, if Alex really speaks Italian, but most of them are international. And then we do
intensive course. I remember some of it. It will come back. I just don't know. I can't talk about knitting, so I have to learn that.
Oh, it's okay. We would just have, you just have to entertain, because then what we do, we have the, you know, we have the retreat group, and then we always have like a more like a local for the Italian. They don't have to come for the entire week, and it's always somewhere with a spa. I'm just saying that, and lots of food. I mean, the food and the wine, and Carlotta always has an amazing time in choosing the location, and then they have to go and scout them out. And we really, really miss those retreats. So Carlotta, we could do that, right?
Sure. I think I'm gonna just end the recording.